Welcome to Live with the Creativity Cave. I am Dina Rico, and I'm so excited to have you join me today. It is time for some Stampin' Lips. Let's just see what we've got here. I've got a couple of little choices. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Ooh, she's bright. Look at that. Might have to tone this down a little because I don't know if I can handle the brightness. But it goes with my shirt that I just love. I got this at Target. I love when I can find something at Target that's inexpensive. Although I have to say I'm kind of over Target lately. I used to love them, but they're, I don't know. Anyway. But I hope you guys are having a really wonderful start to your week. Thank you for joining me. It is really wonderful to see you all, and I think that it's going to be a great week this week. Last week was kind of a frantic week. This week I'm hoping won't be quite so frantic and I can just kind of do my thing. So I am busy as usual. Celebration's always a busy and exciting time around here. So it's just fun. I'm just scrolling through to see these comments. Facebook, or not Facebook, but actually they did too. YouTube made a thing where you can't, like, the comments don't scroll as long as they used to. Like, I used to be able to see every comment. I could go all the way back to the very beginning. So, yeah. But okay. Hello, Tracy from Central Maine. And Tracy from probably North Carolina, I think. Ooh, it's a chilly night in Maryland. How is my hubby? You know, he's good. He is, he's good. We're waiting patiently. Actually, not very patiently, at least me. I'm not being patient anymore. It's been, what's today? It's been just about a month since we've started trying to figure out what's going on with him, and we still don't know. So I'm hoping we'll have answers soon, but thank you all so much. I am excited. Ooh, Anita made a live. Well, welcome, Anita. I'm excited that you're here. Yay! I'm laughing because I'm listening to my voice, and my family teases me that I have video voice Dina and then like regular Dina. My video voice Dina is a little bit higher pitched. I just want you guys to know that I'm excited to be with you. So it's just funny the way that things are. I always laugh because whenever I do a video, like if I shoot a video early in the morning when I'm, you know, not quite awake, or I shouldn't say awake. I mean, I'm awake when I shoot a video, but like, you know, like not, I haven't really like talked to anybody a lot. And let's just be honest, Dina doesn't talk to her husband at, you know, 6 a.m. with her video voice. So I always laugh when I do a video early in the morning because I listen to the replay. I'm like, geez, what's wrong with her? It's just because it's morning. And luckily we're live in the evening where I'm usually pretty perky. So, and I am a morning person, really. I think I feel weird about recording a video so early in the day, like my family's gonna hear it, or I don't know. It's just funny. So anywho, let's see. On Friday, I got to spend the day with my Ella, and that was so nice. She is not quite back at school, so I'm excited to be able to spend a little bit more time before she goes back. So say something in my family voice. Pick up your clothes! That would be to my son. Actually, I would say this is my normal voice when I talk to my family, but I have to laugh because when the other day, last night actually, um, yesterday, I mentioned to him that he had left the light on all night, and then he had done it the night before as well. And I caught it one night, and then I didn't catch it till like 4 in the morning the next night because this old lady falls asleep kind of early these days. Anyway, and then I listed like I was like, can you just like pick up your stuff a little better? Can you be a better person here in the house? And he's like what? And so I pointed out like 10 things, and he's like, all right, I get it. Do you guys have kids like that? Like, he just leaves a trail of destruction. I always know where he's been. It's always funny. Like, he literally leaves a trail of crumbs. Sometimes literally crumbs, sometimes just a trail of stuff. So anyway, I also really enjoyed last week's video. If you weren't here for my live last week, we learned that Linda Tietzel, who here at the Creativity Cave, we lovingly refer to her as Teetsy. I don't know, it just happened. I think Whitney started it, my assistant. Anyway, we found out that Linda, amongst quite a few others, turned the volume up so they can hear me. Excuse me. I'm choking on myself. Here, let me get a sip of Diet Coke. That Linda, amongst others, turns up the volume so they can hear me in the shower. Oh my gosh. Last week was like true confessions of the Creativity Cave. So that was funny. So in honor of that, I listened to music, not lives, but music, while I took a shower, I think last week, the next day, and that kind of made me giggle because I thought about like, what do y'all listen to while you're in the shower? So anyway, yeah, Diet Coke does cure things. I have quite the Diet Coke lips on this. My sister gave me this this cup holder. I think this is for when we're on our boat. We have a boat on the river. I think this was more for that, but I've been using it here in my office because look, it matches my walls. Do you see? Do you see? Okay. Okay. Yes. See, you all can totally relate to the trail that people in your household leave behind. Oh my goodness. It's just such a whole thing. But anyway, it's it's good to have the kids here. I know I'm trying to savor the time they have left here in the house, but I'll be honest, I do say a year and a half, Dina, a year and a half, a year and a half, a year and a half. You could do this a year and a half. That's all that I have left of Carl being in my house. I feel like after that, my silverware count will stabilize, my grocery bill will go down, and the mess will stay away. I really feel strongly about that. As I'm sitting here going, I wish Ella would spend more time at home. But at the same time, sometimes it's good when she leaves. Don't get me wrong, I love both of my children, but some days. So anyway, oh, laundry, don't like, okay. I love this. Lee says, I fold his laundry and put it out on the stairs, and he will literally walk down and pick up something from the pile and then go back up without taking the rest. Oh, Lee, sister, you preach. This is like every day. I left all the stuff that Carl had in the basement because he nests while he plays video games. You know what I mean, like wrappers, cups, socks, dirty socks, shoes, whatever. He leaves it all. So I had it. He literally walked by the pile like 8, maybe 12 times. I don't know. And I finally said, did you know all that stuff was yours? He's like, oh, huh. That was during Christmas break. He's back at school. It's a good thing. Okay, so anyway, um, now that we've all vented about the people in our lives who leave things in places we don't want them to, I think we should talk about stamping because that's the best part of the week, right? So, a few things that are going on. First, our new catalog kickoff is in full swing. If you are a part of that, say hey. We've had such a good time already. We've done, I think, 2 of our 6 videos, and there's more, so much more to come. So if you haven't joined yet, please get in on it. There's a link in the description of this video. You can join all of the fun happening over in the kickoff page. We still have 3 card challenges, tons of inspiration, most all of our prizes, all kinds of good stuff is happening over there, and we would love to have you be a part of it. The cost is just $15, and there's all kinds of awesome stuff happening through the 20th of this month. So it's going on for like still another week and a half, a little more than that. So we would love to have you be a part of that. We also have make and take packets associated with our kickoff, though you can get a make and take packet if you're not in the group. We don't judge. And make and takes will include 9 projects with pre-cut cardstock and all kinds of fun new goodies. And so I love doing make and take packets. Actually, they were something you guys requested from us, and they're so much fun to put together the projects for you, and of course choose all the fun goodies and all of this. So awesome. So anyway, you can get involved in all of that. We would love to have you. We are also doing an optional swap that you can participate in. The theme is the new catalog. Of course, if you can't do the theme, you can still participate, but there is nothing better than the swap because you can make 20 cards and you'll get a whole bag full of new ideas back in the mail. You do need to be a part of the kickoff to participate in the swap, but it's a lot of fun, and you're automatically entered into a drawing for prizes because we will have a card contest with the swap as well. So I saw Sharon say she has her cards. I think she said she mailed them off. So yay! I've gotten a couple sets already, and it is just oh so much fun. So Cynthia's working on her swaps. Awesome. Oh, and somebody, I missed your name. Mama Owl said she posted her first time in a card challenge. Yay! That's so awesome. We love when you participate. The reason we have these card challenges is so that you will use your goodies. We want to help you get inspired and play with those awesome goodies that you have because we know you have fun goodies. So, Debbie hasn't started her cards next weekend. Good for you, Debbie. There's plenty of time. Amy's working on her swaps. I love swapping. I was talking about this in a training I did with our team last week and saying that swapping is literally, I've been a demo almost, we're coming up on my 24th anniversary. And with, as a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I love swapping just as much now as I did when I was a brand new demonstrator. I think it's just the best thing. And the best part about this is a swap that anybody can participate in. You don't have to be a demonstrator. You can just be a happy crafter who joins us in our swap. So I hope you'll join us as well. By the way, I just did a little Diet Coke burp. You did not hear that though. It's all good. Anyway. Oh, Terry, you're welcome. I hope you're doing better. It is really a fun event. I love our kickoff that we do with every new catalog, and I hope that you will join us as well. Somebody asked how much the make and take packet is. It is $49, and that includes 9 pre-cut cardstock for 9 cards plus over $30 in goodies that are going to go out. So yay! Lots of good stuff. All right, so today, oh, actually, sorry, we're not quite there yet. I gotta flip my camera around. I'm all I'm all goofy because I haven't flipped my camera around, but hold on 1 second. Yeah, join the swap. Swapping is so much fun. And I love that that was actually another thing that people requested, that people, or that we hold a swap. I think it was Debbie actually on here who asked for that. If we could do a swap. So we're excited. We're excited that you wanted, or that you suggested that, and we're even more excited that so many people have been participating. So anywho, I'm gonna flip my camera around. So close your eyes for just a second. Let's see here. Okay, there's another question here. I am a demonstrator under you. How do I participate in the swap? So, Diane, we have two swaps. We have a monthly team swap, and there's all the information for that is in our team Facebook group. Actually, I have an email going out to my team probably either tonight or tomorrow morning that has more information about swapping. The swap I'm actually talking about right now is associated with the kickoff, and all the details are in the kickoff group. So if you click that featured tab, the schedule has all the information for how to join the swap. So yeah. Okay, Rose says, how much is the swap? I loved the first one. I entered the cards. Were awesome. So Rose, it's just the shipping charge. And again, all that information is in the kickoff group under the featured tab. So you can find all that info there. So yeah, yay. Okay. So a couple other things happening. We've got, ooh, my paper's missing. Well, that's not good. How did this happen? I was all proud of myself because someone actually just asked a minute ago how my organization was going, and oh, here it is. Sorry, I just had it in the wrong drawer. I was going to say, oh, really good, and then I couldn't find something, and then I'm like, well, not so good. No, my organization, it's going really well. I actually was talking to my assistant about that earlier today and said, wow, I've kind of really kept up certain things and really let a couple other things go. It's going pretty good. I really should get my office all spiffy so that I can show you guys. One thing that's hard is right now is kind of the tail end of the catalog transition where I'm getting all of the retired things from the holiday catalog out and then putting in all the new celebration things. And for demonstrators, that's everything. That is stamps, dies, punches, embellishments, papers, ribbons, accessories, cards, and all of those things. And then I gotta get out with the old and in with the new. So it's kind of a process, but we're getting there. We're almost there. So of course the mini catalog and celebration went live last Thursday. So celebration is just so extra awesome this year because we've got some beautiful choices that you can take advantage of. Of course, there are wonderful things for kind of every style and every type of stamper, but so many beautiful things to choose from this year. And one of the things that, well, I'm going to show you a few things. One of the things that I love is our Join Special, because it's kind of extra this year. It's truly the best deal in Stampin' Up. You can get one of three options. You can either get our new Boho Blue machine, and I actually unboxed that last week. But here she is in all of her adorable glory right here. Boho Blue, wink, wink. Maybe a new color coming. Who knows? I don't know. But this is a really cute mini machine that you can get when you join right now as part of your starter kit. It's $129. You get the machine plus $175 of whatever you want in products. So that's pretty awesome. In addition to that, if you don't like Boho Blue, you can get a regular old white one for the same deal. Or for $99, you can get no mini machine, just the $175 in goodies that you choose. So truly, this is the best deal we've ever had for joining, and it is just an amazing opportunity to get your products at a discount. There's no obligation. You can run a business or you can just enjoy your happy discount, but either way, when you join with me, you will get all kinds of amazing perks that come as a part of being on my team. And truly, I've had a couple people ask me questions. Truly, whatever it is you want to do with your business, I'm here to support you and help you and enjoy having you a part of our team. It doesn't matter what you want to do. I love every member of my team, truly like their family. So we would love to have you join. If you are thinking about it or have questions, oh my goodness, please reach out. It's just the best. And then, of course, our mini catalog is filled with all kinds of awesome stuff. I love this catalog. There's so many fun and kind of different things in here that I love. You guys, it's so bad. I almost want to get this cat set. I mean, let's be honest. I'm a dog person. I don't like cats at all. But this set is so stinking cute that I'm almost there, you guys. It's so cute. I think they need a set like this for dogs. I'm just saying. I just love the look of it all. But anyway, so let's get. Oh, actually, last couple things. A few things here. One, oh no. Oh, here's my kickoff. This is the kickoff party reminder. So we talked about the kickoff. Join the kickoff. I guess I don't have my sheets that I thought I had printed out, but that's okay. I have an ordering special this month. There's two things. The first thing is when you spend $50 in my online store, you'll get this free class, which is the Fancy Flora class. It is 12 video tutorials with photos and dimensions in both English and metric units. You can get that free with a $50 purchase in my online store, or you can purchase this class for $15. And all that info is in the links of or in the description of this video. I also have at $75 you can get these adhesive backed Milky Dots. They're super cute, and we're actually going to use them on a card here in just a minute. You can get these for free when you spend $75, and of course Stampin' Up! Will give you something for free out of the celebration book when you spend $50. So it's, and actually for every $50. So if you spend $100, you get 2. If you spend $200, you get 4, and so on and so forth. Although there are a couple $100 items, they're like bigger things that are in here, but a really great deal all around. So take advantage of that. The Milky Dot special goes through the 20th of this month. And then I have 2 classes coming out, and I'll be sending an email out tomorrow telling a little more about them, but they are the Share a Milkshake Creativity to Go kit. And oh my goodness, you guys, this is so cute. This is a really great class for Valentine's and not Valentine's cards. So I love this set, has a little bit of everything. It's got the Valentine's, but then I think it's great for birthdays, for celebrations, for just fun cards for people in your life. And so they're kind of all purpose. So that's one class. My other class is the Adorable Owls class, and we're going to make a card with this in just a second. So again, all those details will be posted shortly. Right now, if you would like to register for either of those, I've got a link in the description of this video. Actually, it says email me. And then when I've got my links prepped, I will put them in here for you. So let's get started. We're going to make an owl card. I'm going to start by showing you a little stamp surgery. I am super anal about a couple things in my life, and this is one of them. I'm pretty easygoing about most things, but one thing I just must have is neatly trimmed stamps. So I find whenever there's a rubber border around my stamps, I really like getting rid of it. I like my stamps to be neatly trimmed because if I ever catch an edge, it drives me bonkers. I would hate for all of my stamping awesomeness to go down with one caught edge, if you know what I mean. And that means like the ink is on the edge of this rubber and then it stamps on your card when you don't want it to. That's what catching an edge is called, or what it is. So anyway, I like to trim my rubber like this. It just makes the performance of my stamps so much better. So anyway, there we go. I call this a little stamp surgery. It's a little bit more surgical when I cut off parts of stamps, which I do from time to time, though I'm not doing that today. But we're going to stamp our festive little celebratory owl. We're going to stamp him on a stitched circle that I've die cut. This is actually a stylish shape circle, pardon me. It is found in our annual catalog, that set of dies, and there's circles, squares, and banners that come in the set. Here we go. And we're going to use the banners here on another card in just a minute. So it's a really versatile set. I would say it's probably the set I use the most in my set of dies. Okay. And I think that's because it will work with just a huge variety of different of different stamps, and it's not specific to any one set. So anyway, I'm going to stamp my cute little owl here, like so. Oh, he's just so cute. I want to just squeeze him, even though I don't think you should probably do that to an owl. By the way, if you are liking today's video, you give me the thumbs up. That really helps make an awesome difference in the world of the YouTube. I really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, oh my gosh, you should subscribe because we're awesome every week. I usually do about 2 videos a week. Occasionally there's more. I do have another video coming out yet this week. And so I would love to have you join us for the fun. Okay, so I've got this stamped and we're going to color this in with some of our Stampin' Blends. This is kind of my favorite method of coloring things. And I'm going to use my Crumb Cake combo blends for the owl itself, and then to decorate him or her, however we want to refer to this. I don't know. I didn't look under its leg to find out if it was a boy owl or a girl owl. So you're welcome. But I'm gonna match my owl to my designer series paper, which I'll show you in a second. So I'm gonna use some fresh freesia and some petal pink. But I also want a light pumpkin pie for the beak and the feet of my little owl here. So I'm gonna start with the pumpkin pie because that's kind of easy to get in there. So there's my little beak. You could also use pale papaya if you wanted. That would look nice as well, but pumpkin pie was handy. I'm also going to do the hat here in a second, but I want to do the body. So I've got my light and my dark crumb cake. So I'll take the dark and, oops, I like using the bullet ends whenever I do my blending. And so I like to put the dark on the outside. Of course, we'll go light on the little center part of the body and then the face. And maybe we'll put a little pink on inside its ears, because you know owls' inside ears are pink, right? As a classically trained ornithologist, kidding, I'm not. I didn't take ornithology. I took entomology in college. I actually have a degree in biology. Entomology is the study of insects. Ornithology is the study of birds. And do you want to know why I took entomology instead of ornithology, even though bugs are gross? In ornithology, you had to get up at like 5 in the morning to go birding, and I didn't want to do that. That is why. When I was in college. The funny thing is I'm kind of a morning person now, so it really wouldn't have been such a big deal. Okay, so I'm blending out my coloring here, and I might put a little bit more dark on his body, but I'm going over these areas with my light marker to blend them all nicely. And then I will color the inside of the face lightly. like so. And again, this is all crumb cake. I've never really understood bird watching, and here's why I say that. This is where I really lost my understanding of birding. I lived in California for about 4 years while my husband was in grad school, and we were on a whale watching excursion that was actually led by birders, like bird people, ornithologists. And we had to cut off from watching actual whales because they had a report of some bird that was close by. That did not go over well with me. Like, we left actual whales like breaching, or not like doing anything crazy, but like, you know, there they are. They're to go see a bird. Like, come on. Birds are everywhere. Janice says, what is your tip to open, the blends? Mine keep coming apart and are difficult to take the caps off. That's a good question. So I would say to ever so slightly twist. Okay. I have like one blend that's happened to, but not a lot. Regularly does that happen with. So it's not been a big problem with me. I would maybe contact Stampin' Up! And say, hey, is this normal? Because it might not be. I feel like that's probably not how it should be. And you guys know I use my blends a lot, so it's not been an issue for me too much. So I would maybe contact Stampin' Up! Janice. Okay, so I'm doing some fresh freesia and some petal pink on here, and then I'm going to put a little petal pink on the inside of the ear. Okay, and then I don't know that this is necessarily right, but I'm going to put some petal pink on the eyes because it coordinates. By the way, my entire discussion of ornithology was really based to tell you that I could make things colored whatever color I want them to be. So while I'm sure there are owls that are of this coloring, you could make your owls blue, purple, pink, fresh freesia, whatever color you want, because it's all good. I wanted y'all to know that. Okay, I'm also going to take and put a little bit of my light crumb cake on the ground, so it looks like my bird is standing, because it is. And then I'm going to soften that ever so slightly with this is my color lifter. Gosh, that was tough to say. And so I'm just going to soften the edges of this, and that kind of just makes it a little less blobby and a little more subtle. Okay, and then last but not least, I think I will actually color in the little ball on the cap. Here, the party hat, and then of course, I mean, I'm sure you all can agree that this needs some clear Wink Stella on the top as well, because everything is happier when it shimmers. So here is the coloring of my owl. So cute. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and then we're going to work on our card for a moment. So this is a petal pink card base that I've got here. I'm just going to give that a good crease. And I dropped one of my pieces of DSP. I'm using some DSP that is part of the Celebration collection. This is, let me show it to you really quick. It's probably the most awesome DSP we've had in a pretty long time. It's the Dandy Designs Celebration paper, which you can get for free. So I'm going to take and do kind of a fun little cut on here. Let me grab my trimmer. Ooh. What did I already had my trimmer out. Okay, so I'm going to grab my trimmer and just cut diagonally, like this much. It doesn't have to be perfect at all, but my piece of DSP started out as 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere this to my card. And I think the reason I love this paper is because it's got super cute designs. They're really subtle and fun, like, but they're really great color combinations too. But they're not super bright. I mean, I'm here all day for a bright, happy DSP, but these are bright and happy in a subtle way, if that makes sense. I've also got a 1-inch strip of another pattern here, and I'm going to attach that right above this piece that I just did. And again, I just roughly, and I ran this over with my chair, so we'll just cut the part off that my chair ran over the paper. Can any of you relate to that? Like you drop something, your chair runs over it. Yeah, such is life. Okay, so then I'm just going to snip off the excess. Like so. And this was just a smidgen bigger than my card, so we'll cut that off too to make it all look nice. Look at how cute that is. Okay, then what I'm going to do is we're going to add our cute little bird on here, popped up, of course. I mean, hello. And I might, maybe, add some of this ribbon. This is Petal Pink soft polyester ribbon, and it's from the annual catalog, and it's just so sweet. And we can add a nice little zigzag so that it doesn't take up a ton of thickness on our card, and it'll look so cute. So I'm going to put a little adhesive to kind of hold that in place here, like so. And then, yeah, I don't like that. I liked it better just plain. So we're just going to pop it up. Do you like that? Nixed that ribbon. I think one of the things I like about this is it's a really simple card, and I think it will look even better without the ribbon because we'll keep it simple. And then we'll cover up that part where I ripped it. There we go. Oh, I think that's very cute. Okay, so I can stamp on here. Ooh, I kind of ran out of space for this. It's your day. Maybe I'll take and put just a little piece down below. Let me grab a scrap. Oh, for goodness sakes. Sorry, I was having a hard time grabbing this piece. So this is just a little leftover piece from trimming cardstock, and I'm going to stamp this, I think, in Fresh Freesia. It's a little darker than Petal Pink, so it'll show up nicely. You could also do crumb cake if you wanted. I'm just going to say It's Your Day, which is part of this stamp set. And then we'll give it, we'll give it a punch. I want to try, I'm going to try this new punch. This is the Happy Labels punch, and it does just like a cute little ticket end. Do I like that? Yeah, that's cute. Or here's the other end. Actually, this might be a little cuter. The little ruffly end. Let's line that up a little better. I'm almost out of room. But right now we're pulling things off. There we go. Oh, cute. So I'm going to add this, and then of course we're going to embellish. Deb, you told your hubby you were in trouble. You never tell. Never tell. Never ever tell. They don't need to know. They don't, I'm just saying. Okay, so there we go. All right, and then we've got our cute little embellishments, which I had a minute ago. What did I do with them? Aha. The cute little adhesive backed Milky Dots. And ooh, there's a bunch of different colors on here, and I'm going to go with these ones down here. I don't know if they're yellow or pink. Maybe those would be good. or even the pink ones. What I love about these embellishments is oftentimes you can really get a lot of different colors from the suggested colors. So I think I'm going to go with the pink. And we'll put a couple dots here and one more up here. And oh, it's just a super sweet and simple card for you. Now, I can also take, and if you're one of those inside-y kind of people, meaning you got to have something on the inside of your cards, we can certainly do that. You could stamp another, owl, whoa, on the inside, or you can just do the sentiment. I'm going to do the sentiment because it's just so dang sweet. So all right. And then I'm going to do that in also some Fresh Freesia ink, mostly because my ink pad was open, but I can also take that strip. Actually, I could even take this strip. This was from the outside of my card and put it in right here. This was the other side, this is the part that I cut off. So I could put this right here. And how cute is that? I gotta say, I'm loving it. Rather than introducing this like third pattern, I'm just gonna do this piece kind of at the funky angle and then trim the excess, because this is a little longer than my original piece, so I've got enough left over to get that on here, and then I can just trim the excess off. So here is an inside of the card that matches, and it's so dang cute, isn't it? Love it. By the way, if you're ever curious about whether or not you should join, if you're spending, and no judgment, $100 or more on average per month, it's cheaper to join. And your discount is just so awesome. And then you can tell your husband, think of how much money I'm saving on stamping. No, never tell him that. He knows. But there you go. Okay, so there's our first card. Our next card is a fun card that uses my favorite, which is watercoloring. And this is a really simple watercolor card that anybody can do, regardless of skill level. But what I love about it is the results are really fun. So I'm going to start by doing a little watercolor wash. I've got a piece of my Fluid 100 watercolor paper. This is the key to successful watercoloring. And Fluid 100. If you use regular watercolor paper, or even, I know Stampin' Up! Says you can use the shimmer white, and you sort of can. I am a pretty fervent believer that watercolor paper makes a difference between an okay card and an amazing card. And truly, if you want that watercolor look, it's really wonderful. So, yeah. Okay, now what I'm going to do after I take that glorious sip of my Diet Coke. Oh, yeah. Zip it, Siri. Okay. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do a watercolor wash on here, and I'm going to use Polished Pink, Real Red, and maybe a third color. We'll decide in a minute. We might only just need these two. But I want to pick up my color. Now, there's a couple ways I can do that. I can take and squeeze my ink pad to the lid, and pick this up, and I get color in that way. The other way is to take my ink pad, open it up, and grab a clean block. And clean is really in the eye of the beholder. My blocks aren't super clean, but they're clean enough for this technique. And then just press your block into the ink pad and you can pick up the color that way. That helps if you don't have the arm strength to squeeze your lids of your ink pads, because I know sometimes that's hard for people. So that's a way around it. Now we have aqua painters or water painters that are 3 different sizes. I'm going to take the wide wash brush for this technique because what I want to do is just create a background of color. I'm going to just take this and put water, wet water, really, not the dry water, Dina, the wet water, serious. Clean water is what I meant to say. So I'm squeezing the water through here and I'm just kind of brushing this on. Now, depending on where you live, your paper may stay wet longer or shorter, depending on the humidity. I know like in the desert, it dries out pretty quick sometimes. It's actually really dry here in the winter in the Midwest. And so my water, I've noticed, has been drying a lot faster lately. Anyway, I'm going to pick up that color and just dab it on. Like no rhyme or reason, nothing fancy. I'm just going to dab it on. So I'm picking up some more here since I didn't actually get that much on. And I'm just squeezing my brush, getting the water flowing. What I want is for the colors to just kind of mix and blend together like so. And by the way, I know one of the questions I'm going to get coming up is I've been teasing you that, and I'm going to add my red, and I don't want it to be even red and even pink. I just want there to be blobs of each color. I have been teasing you about a watercolor stamp camp part 2, which is coming, and it is coming. I just, with my husband's situation, I've been a little hesitant. I was hoping we'd have some answers before I did anything in case we had any situations requiring surgical intervention or whatnot coming out, but we still don't know. But anyway, so I do hope to release the registration for that yet this month. And of course, I will be shouting it from the rooftops as soon as I know. Okay, so I've added a bunch of colors on here. So I've got pink, I've got red, and I think I am going to add in a third color, which is Melon Mambo, to this, just for fun. And I picked up that color and I'm just going to drop it in a few spots. And there we go. Now this might look kind of evenly colored, but it's not. There's pinks, there's reds, there's lighter pinks, darker pinks. It's all good. Now we need to let this sit. So I'm just going to set that over here. I'm going to clean off my brush and we are going to make the other part of our card up. I am going to use the Love for You bundle. And I love this bundle for a couple of reasons. The first is that it's cute. I mean, hello. But the thing I really love about it is how you can interchange the words and sentiments that they've given you. So that makes it a really fun set. There's also dies that die cut all of these little pieces. And where did I put my dies? Here we go. So what's cool about this is there's 3 like layers of the dies. We've got for the love or so much love die, we've got kind of the big solid piece. And actually I die cut that in some vellum. Then we've got the so much love that will cut out the word. We've got that layer of the die, and then we've actually got an even skinnier layer where you can cut each individual word out of all these words. So, so much love for you. All of these words are in here. Then there's also the pieces to cut out the flowers and leaves and whatnot. And then of course we've got all these little sentiments like this. Now here's what I love about this set is it is got Valentine's, it's got happy anniversary, it's got congratulations, it's got friend, it's got thank you, it's got everything in here. So it's not just a Valentine's Day, because you might think because the word love is in there, it's a Valentine's Day. It's so much more than that, which I just love. And then I love that you can build these layers up. So we've got, like I said, kind of this outline here in vellum, and then we're going to die cut this layer with the watercoloring that we just did. And then we're going to do another layer on top of that. So anyway, so I've got my pieces here. Now I also took some designer series paper. This is from a new pack that you can get as host rewards. And let me grab the package. Ooh, what did I do with the package? This happens to me all the time. I used the package. What did I do with the package? Oh, I closed it in my drawer. Okay, so this is really cool. It has tons of really bright, happy patterns. Like, look at that. And lots of floral prints. And you can get this for free with if you have a qualifying order of $150 or more. So this is a Stampin' Reward, not a celebration benefit. So you get celebration benefits too. But look at how fun these papers are. They're really bright and fun. Oh my goodness, so much versatility. And the colors in this packet are pretty cool too. So it's the Flowers and More Host Designer Series paper. We've got Blackberry Bliss, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Orchid Oasis, Pale Papaya, Parakeet Pretty, Polished Pink, Shaded Spruce, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, and Tahitian Tide. And I think there's even a few more colors that you can kind of pull from those papers as well. So much good. Tanya, I'm so sorry my ink pad gives you anxiety. I promise it's going to be good. Okay, Bonnie has a question. Is it okay to use Dawn to clean your blocks? Oh, of course. I actually personally, what I use to clean my blocks with, so like the ink that's on here, I would just rinse that off with water and you're good to go. But if you see on my blocks, sometimes there's little bits, it's often adhesive, just from, your hands get adhesive on them, or they might pick it up off your table or wherever. I find that in a magic eraser, like a Mr. Clean magic eraser, actually works really, really well to clean these off. Or some rubbing alcohol, like sometimes you can see right there, there's a little black ink. This is like stays on permanent ink that's on there, and I can get that off with either the Mr. Clean or a little rubbing alcohol, and they will clean up really nicely for me. What's bad about it is that I'm lazy and I don't clean my blocks very often because I'd rather do about anything else. So that's why. Now I've got my card base, which is Real Red cardstock. I'm going to give it a fold here. And remember, we're letting our watercolor section dry. So I've got that DSP I just mentioned and kind of showed you for a minute here. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and then this is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8 inch. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to, actually, no, I'm not going to do that piece. Sorry. I'm going to take a scrap of Real Red and I'm going to, die cut So Much Love out of that piece of Real Red here in just a minute. Okay, and then when our watercolor paper is dry, we'll die cut that as well. So these are the fine details, and then we've got the other one. And by fine details, I mean like the most detailed of the words, because there's 3 as I was trying to describe earlier, but oh goodness. Okay, so I've got my paper on here, and I don't know what it is. I love the look of pink with red. Like, I just think that's a fun combo. Also, can anyone else appreciate the fact that my nails match my card? Totally planned it. Just kidding, I did not. Okay, so we've got that on there, and now I know you're struggling with this ink pad, but there's a reason why it's open, because we're going to use it here. I'm going to set all this stuff aside because we're still waiting for that piece to dry. But I've got a layer of 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside of my card, and I wanted to stamp on this. Now for that, I'm going to use my real red that's here, and then my polished pink, the two colors from my card front. And I'm going to stamp with the little hearts that are in this set. And let me grab my grid paper because I'm gonna make a mess here. Rip this off. I shouldn't say a mess, but I'm gonna go over the edge of my cardstock. So I'm just gonna stamp some of these hearts on here to decorate, like so. And then I've got the red ones that are smaller. And I'm just doing kind of diagonally on here, going off the edges and whatnot, like that. And if you wanted to add even more, you could stamp off and stamp on here so you get different shades. And they can be overlapped and all of that business. So cute. And same with this. And that really kind of fills up this section. Okay, so there we go. I just love that. All right, next up, sorry, I'm anal about a couple things. There it is. Now it's perfect. Now, the next thing I want to do is I've got So Much Love, and then I'm going to add For You in here. So let me pull this off. Now I want to mention, this is not one of the sets, but I want to mention something in the catalog because I had a question about it pop up. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there are several sets in the catalog that come in both photopolymer and cling mount. So cling mount is red rubber that clings to the stamp. Photopolymer is the photopolymer material that you can see through. Okay, so if you hadn't noticed, there are a few sets that come that way. So they're listed, I'm in the index of the catalog. So we've got Fragrant Flowers is one. Happy Labels is another. There's, I believe, 5. Oops, here's our stamp. Silly Goose is another. Okay, I'm missing some from this. Lighting the Way. Oh, I know there's another one. Around the Bend. Now, I really don't know why they've chose these particular sets to come in one versus the other. The price for the bundle is the same regardless of which version you choose. But why is that? Well, the reason is, again, I don't know, but what's the difference? Sorry, that's the question I want to answer. What is the difference? So I would argue that the quality of rubber is definitely higher stamping wise than the quality of photopolymer. And it is certainly easier to line up a clear stamp like this. Because you can see right through and everything. But I would also argue that the impression that this would get on a rubber stamp, on like the cling mount rubber, is going to be much better. I think the quality is higher. So you really have to balance the quality of the stamp impression with the usability of the stamp being easier to see, physically see where you're positioning things. So it's really kind of dependent on what your goals, objectives, and skills are. As to which one you get. Now, I would argue that they chose kind of weird sets for this. And the reason I say that is, like, to me, this stamp set would make more sense in having the choice. And the reason I say that is because you just saw me stamping off those hearts. Well, the stamping off looks infinitely better with rubber. The second impression is way better when you're using rubber versus the photopolymer. And this is a set where that would come into play a lot more than the sets that they've picked. So I'm a little unsure as to how they chose the sets they chose, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it. And it might just be demand. Like they might have had people saying, hey, why don't we have these sets in both types? I don't know. So yeah, when we first, and so there, by the way, happy Valentine's Day. I just trimmed that out on my paper a little bit. So when people used to ask, oh my gosh, are we going to get rid of rubber? And I don't think we ever will get rid of red rubber because, first of all, the quality. Second, I know Shelly, the founder of Stampin' Up, prefers rubber. I know that. She's talked to us about it before. So I don't think it'll ever go away. Additionally, Stampin' Up has a pretty big investment in the equipment that manufactures our rubber. So there again, I don't think it will go away either because of that fact. Another issue is the availability of the products used to, like the supplies used to make them. So like sometimes photopolymer is scarce, sometimes rubber is scarce. So I think the fact that we have both is probably good, but yeah, there's a lot. So Laura says two-step Stampin' would work better with photopolymer and the rest would be a choice. I actually would argue that I think two-step stamping is better with rubber, to be honest. No, you can't see through, so that is a negative, but the quality of the stamp is so much better. I personally really like rubber, but I know you can't see it. Mary says photopolymer loses its sticky power, and then you have to clean them with dish soap or something to get them to stick again. Yes, that's true. But at least you can. Joy says maybe it's a test to see what people would choose. So yeah, it could be all of the above, to be honest. It could be all those different things that play into the fact that they've done it this way. Okay, so I've got the inside of my card done, which, by the way, I think could be a cute outside of your card. But we're going to do some other things. I think I have held out long enough. This is just about dry, which is good news. I know there's some nervous people out there, so we're just going to close this up for you. You're welcome. Okay. Now, one thing I could do on this, actually, maybe I will. Well, no. Oh, I'm trying to decide if I wanted to stamp or not. I don't want to stamp because I'm going to die cut my words. I could. Another thing I could have done is a little emboss resist where I stamped the words that I'm going to die cut out here in a minute first, and then emboss them with clear or white powder, and then did the watercoloring over the top, but it's too late for that. Okay, this is still a little wet to the touch, so I'm going to touch or heat this up. One thing I will say about the positioning and whatnot of things, I've been stamping for many years, 20, 24, 25 years. I don't struggle too much with the placement of images. So for me, that's a non-issue. That is not the case for many people. They like to see through their stamps and know that they've got things positioned, accurately, precisely, straight, what have you. I totally get that. Personally, I want to make sure I get the best looking image. And sometimes photopolymer simply is not as good. And I find that in, like, I guess it is a little bit in the detailed stamps, but also in the bold solid stamps. Sometimes they're just not as crisp and clean stamping as the red rubber. And that's just, again, that's my personal opinion. And you all are welcome to your opinions on that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my So Much Love, all right, stamp. It's going to die cut this, and I can kind of choose which area of this I die cut from. And the beauty of doing a big section like this is I've got plenty of room. So I could also take, there's a little heart. I could also take and die cut a couple of hearts from different spots too, and use that on our card, which I think I'm going to do. Okay, so let me quick run this through my machine. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm also die cutting my words, so much love in the skinny detail from my red cardstock. Okay, and one more heart. Okay, sorry about all that. So let's put this together. I'm going to take my liquid glue and silicone craft sheet to glue these together. And so I'm going to put much on much. And you don't have to have every little crevice covered in your adhesive. We just want this to stay on here. And she's going to be so pretty. And I love using that liquid glue because it gives you just that little extra time to adjust things as needed. Okay, so then we're going to do so on here. And then love. And oh my gosh, I love when we have these words that layer because I think they're so pretty. We've got another set in the annual catalog that has, it's got like the word thanks and awesome maybe. I can't even remember exactly because I'm so excited about this. Now you could also die cut this layer, this detail layer out of the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. But honestly, I still stand by liking this way of adhering things even better, because sometimes it's really hard to get that backing layer off, and I still think this looks really good. Okay, so there's all of that. Now what I'm going to do is take and adhere this to my vellum, and I'm going with the oh boy, now here we go. How do I get this on here? I had it all figured out a minute ago. So much love. Okay, we'll just cheat a little. I think we need the sew first. Ah. So we've got sew on there. And here again, we can adjust as necessary. Much. And then love. And what I love is this kind of groups everything together the way it should be, which is really nice. Okay. Now, just going to press on that to make sure everything is adhered nicely. Now I'm going to add this to my card, and I've got my 3 little hearts here. I'm going to pop this up, and I can hide all my dimensionals under that layer of watercoloring, like so. We'll do one more over here. And then I'm also going to tie a little ribbon around my card. So I've got this red ruffled ribbon, which is just the best. This is in the annual catalog as well. I'm just going to tie a little knot with this on my card, and I'm not going to cut my finger. That right there is good advice, friends, to not cut your finger. I'm just saying. I know this because I actually cut my finger earlier today, and I bled a little, I'm not gonna lie. You might think somebody who's been stamping that long would probably be able to not cut her finger. You'd be wrong. Okay, I'll trim the ends of this off. I love this ribbon. Oh goodness, it's just the best. And then I'm going to pop this up over the top of all of that. Okay. So we've got so much love on here. I want it a little higher. Let's see if we can get this off. Please. Yay. So much love. That's just a skosh higher, I think. And then what I'm going to do is take these little hearts that I die cut from the kind of the leftovers of my watercoloring, and we'll put them on as well. And then that will kind of tie the hearts from the inside with the hearts on the outside, which is always fun. So we'll put those on like that. And then last but not least, we've also got these little heart pearls that I think we could use for this. You could color them if you wanted, or you can just leave them as is. There's like a frosted one, a pearly one, and a, I hate to say regular because I don't know if that's right, but a regular white one. So there we go. And then again, this looks like a great Valentine's Day card, but if you just changed up the inside words, it would make a wonderful anniversary card. Of course, you can change up the colors on this and, you know, get a totally different effect depending on what you're interested in. So lots of options. And I just love the multi-layering of the words here. I think also like gold would be really fun. I actually kind of think that was my original intention when I did this, but then I forgot about that. But anyway, so cute. And look at the inside with those hearts. So I just love the look of that. So again, love for you. This is a great bundle. And I love that you can mix and match words. That's always one of my favorite things. Okay, so there's our second card. Our third card was a, as I like to call it, guest request. Give me just a second to clean up my space here because you know me, I'm making a mess. Doing a good job. That's how you know you're doing it right, is if you've got a messy space and there's not any room left to stamp, that means you are doing well. Just in case any of you were wondering, that is the sign of a successful stamping session. Okay, let's try and keep the stamps together. All right, I'll chuck all this stuff in my bucket. And then we'll clean it all off later. Okay, so our last card, like I said, was a guest request. And it is with the Dainty Delight bundle, which is so pretty. By the way, I made that entire owl card. Did I even mention I have an adorable owls class coming out this month? The cards are so off the chart cute. It's like too much almost. So really only sign up for this if you can handle it because they're so stinking cute. And we have a bazillion additional samples for inspiration. So I highly recommend that class, by the way. Okay, so back to my card here. We are going to, I had like I said, a guest request for the Dainty Delight bundle. Now this is a really beautiful bundle. And what I love about it is that we have some gorgeous designer series paper that is part of the celebration offering. So let me just bring a few sheets of that in here. These are like watercolored. If you look at this paper, our Stampin' Up! Designers have watercolored this beautiful wildflower design on the card, or you know, they watercolored it and then Stampin' Up! Turned it into designer series paper. So each side has like beautiful flowers on one side and then kind of a colored pattern on the other. So like here are the kind of solid patterns on one side, and these are still watercolored, by the way. Like this is a watercolor wash of pink, and then they put like the lighter flowers on here. Same thing here. It's a wash of green, and then they put the flowers. Here we've got polka dots. It's just stunningly beautiful paper. That's the only way I can describe it. Of course, I love it extra because it's watercolored, and you know me, I love the watercoloring. But there's also, let me show you a little bit more about this. There's also these really cool frames that you can kind of cut up and use. So you can cut on this piece. You can also, if you are so inclined, I think this is a little crazy, but you can fussy cut all of this business out. Now you won't catch me doing that ever, but I love that we've got these frames. Then on the other side, look at that watercoloring. It's so pretty. I love it. So they literally just made this and then made a photo out of it, or took a photo of it and made paper out of it. I love it. Okay, so anyway, back to my card. So we're going to use this bundle because somebody asked for that. So I've got a pretty card for this that really showcases this designer series paper. The stamp set and dies are really wonderful, and the dies really are special in my opinion. there's lots and lots of different things. So there's, of course, dies to cut all these out, but then there's also dies to build flowers. So like there's, I guess you would probably call these, what do you call those? Cone flowers or black-eyed Susan, lazy Susan doesn't seem right. That's a thing that turns. But you know what I mean. So like here's the little centers for those. Maybe they're just daisies. I don't know. But there's all these dies that you can build. There's also like this big viney thing, which is really cool. So there's lots of stuff you can do with this. And P.S., I'm pretty sure there will be a class coming for this at some point. So just watch for that. I can't imagine I wouldn't. So anyway, I've got a fresh freesia card base, and then my 4x5 1/4 panel for the inside is right here. I'm going to take and do the stamping in fresh freesia. Like so, and just kind of put that in there. And whoa, that almost was scary. And then you can also take and do a little coloring on this. Now, whether you do like some markers or blends or even like a blender pen and a little color, that's up to you. I'm going to take and do a little bit of Stampin' Blends on here. I've already got my fresh freesia out. So I'm just going to take my light and just kind of dot these little flowery things just to kind of color this in. And then we'll also put a little bit of clear wing Castella on here. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, I'm going to also add just a little bit of green to this with my light old olive, and just a little, like I'm just going to put a little on these leaves and maybe just a touch on the stems. I don't want to do too much, but just a little bit to kind of color this. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put this on the inside. And you can, by the way, completely leave these blank if you want. It doesn't matter. And then, of course, my wing Castella. Yes, that is Mr. Carl's low voice. He left, kind of like, is she still live? Is there going to be food soon? He comes down for food a lot. Like, when is dinner? What is for dinner? Should I eat something now or should I wait? So now I've got a little shimmer on there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so there we go. Then for the rest of our card, I remember I said we've got the DSP. So I've got, ooh, there's my other piece. Ruh-roh. I cut a piece. What happened to it? Well, phooey. I know I cut the piece because I measured it like 3 times to make sure I cut the right size. Dang it, what happened to it? I might have to cut another one. Well, sugar. My assistant says sugar. It's nice and refreshing because that's probably not the word I'd say. Okay, I think I might need to cut my piece again because I can't find it. Okay, well, here's the rest of the piece. Okay, so I've got a 3 by 2 3/4 inch panel, and then I'm going to cut a 3 1/4 by 3 inch panel of Pear Pizzazz to layer this on. I've got a 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 inch piece of my designer series paper that you can get for free with a $50 purchase. So pretty much if you buy this bundle, you can get the DSP for free. Who does not like that? And then I'm layering these pieces together. I'm going to adhere this. Oh, I know where my piece went. You guys are going to laugh at me when I tell you this. Okay, so I'm going to put that on my card front like so. And then my piece is, I wanted to die cut a banner out of the center of my layer so I could use it. Oh well, here it is. So I'm going to pop this up on my card, and then I'm going to add this piece, but I want my sentiment on here as well. So I'm going to stamp that once again in Fresh Freesia. It's been kind of a Fresh Freesia sort of day, hasn't it? And my sentiment is, and there's a bunch of sentiments in here that are really nice. I've got Celebrate You, which I think is kind of a nice sentiment because this would work for a birthday or for a whole bunch of different occasions. So I'm just going to stamp Celebrate You in this banner, and this is from the Stylish Shapes once again, like the circle we used at the beginning of today's projects. And then I'm going to layer the two of these together on here. Kind of like that. So they're just sort of offset from one another, which I just like the look of that. It's kind of fun. And then we'll put this on here, but we're going to tie a little bit of twine first. So I've got my Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I'll just pull out some white Baker's Twine, and we'll tie that around here. Okay. Now I'll tie that little bow a little bit more off to the side of my sentiment here. Let's see. I got my oops. Oh goodness. I'm trying to get this sort of measured out right, so I'm tying. Oh boy. What I want is for the ends to be even on this one side, but that is just not happening. Let's try it. Third time's a charm. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to tie these. They're almost even now. Oh, goodness. I was going to say, so it's a little bit more to the left hand side. All right. There we go. That looks cute. Okay, and then I've kind of got a little bit of the crisscross action happening. Let's pop this whole thing up before I mess it up. I know I got like 8 sheets of dimensionals on my table. You'd think I'd be able to find one. I know, isn't this pretty? This is such a gorgeous one. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there will be a class probably next month with this because I really like it. It's just so pretty. Okay, and I'm gonna attach that like that on there, and then I'm going to put this on over the top. So what I'll do is put a dimensional right here, and then kind of layer this up over the top of my twine, like so. So beautiful. And then I can embellish with a couple of my Milky Dots, the ones you can get for free if you spend $75 in my online store between now and the 20th. So your business, of course, helps continue making awesome videos just like this for you each week. And here's my take your pick tool. Man, that thing gets around. So I'm going to put a few of these dots, and I love this kind of pinky color, just fits on here so nice. And isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. So this is just a really easy, simple card that shows off that DSP. So 3 inches by 2 3/4 is so gorgeous. And then the little labels. So let me show you my projects from today. I will get all these on my blog tomorrow for you. And you can let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, the owl, the love, or the celebrate card, or the flower card, whatever you want to call it. But I just love these projects. Now, if you liked this video, again, the thumbs up helps me so much with the with the YouTube. I really appreciate it. Also, I will be back here next week to share some more awesome stamping goodness with you. And I will also have another video out yet this week, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And you can enjoy. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You love them all. I appreciate that. That's so awesome. I think we have a nice different selection of things, you know, and not a single Coastal Cabana card in sight. In fact, I actually was trying to figure out how to do Coastal Cabana. This one almost was Coastal Cabana. We'll see. Maybe next week we'll do some Coastal Cabana. But thank you all so much for being here today, friends. I love stamping with you on Mondays. You make Mondays great, and I hope I make your Monday great too. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.